Hello everyone. Now today we are going to understand about the classification of force. In previous lecture we already discussed about whatever the force they are applied. Okay, as in case of here two object like two person they are applying force on the particular object. Okay, so they are in contact with that particular region. Even the four people they are applying the force on the bus in order to push, they are again in contact with the bus. So here we can say, okay, the force which apply when in contact with each other are called as the contact force. Okay, what the definition of contact force? In case we discuss above, we observe that force which acts on the object only when the force is in contact with the object, such forces are called as contact force. Very important. Contact force is what? The force applied or acting on an object, okay, when which is in contact with the person which is going to apply the force are called as contact force. However, some forces can act on the object without physical contact. Such forces are called as non-contact force. Such force are called as non-contact force. Let us understand more or in detail about the contact and non-contact force. So first we are going to discuss about the non-contact force. So now we are going to discuss about the non-contact force first. So what is non-contact force basically? So force that do not, okay, the force that do not need physical contact with the object, okay, that do not need the physical contact with the object on which they are acting are called as non-contact force. Non-contact force. Example, we have gravitational force. Suppose here we have any, like suppose here we have the earth surface and here we have any object. Okay, so that object will get pulled toward the earth. Okay, it is due to the gravitational pull. So here there is no like contact between earth and that object, but still that object is attracting towards the earth. That means it is the non-contact force. So here we have example, the gravitational force is non-contact force. Electrostatic force, like positive and negative charge particles, they are attracting towards each other, again like with non-contact force. The magnitude of force are example of, see, magnetic force. Magnetic force means again here we have the magnet, okay, north and south, and here we have any like a magnetic object like iron or maybe other magnet, so they do not have any contact between them, but still they are attracting with each other. That means that magnetic force is also the example of non-contact force. Very important. Okay, so non-contact force example we have gravitational, electrostatic and magnetic force. Okay, so now we are going to discuss the next important, which is the gravitational force, means the first type of non-contact force. The force which with which object pulls each other, okay, or the object get pulled toward the earth is called as gravitational force. There is no contact between the earth surface and the object, but still they are attracting with each other, because they have the gravitational force between them, and gravitational force is nothing but the force of attraction. So there is no contact between the object and the earth, but still they are attracting. Or any object of universe, they have like mass, they will attract with each other. That force is called as gravitational force. This force is a very small, okay, the magnitude of gravitational force is very small and we can feel it only if an object is very massive. Okay, so we can feel that object when the object have very like large mass, that is the massive like earth, then we can feel that object. For example, we have to understand the example also. The earth exerts gravitational force on us that is very strong enough to keep us on the surface of the earth. Okay, if there is no gravitational force, then if you will jump slightly, you will travel toward the space. Okay, when there is no gravitational force, then but that gravitational force of earth kept us bonded with the earth. It is also the gravitational force that causes the ball thrown up to fall back down on the ground. So during playing, we used to throw the ball upside, okay, in upward direction. But at certain height, it goes and then returns back to the surface of the earth only. It shows that gravitational force of earth attracting ball towards it. So this is nothing but the gravitational force makes the earth move around the sun and also makes the moon goes around the earth. So if earth is revolving around the sun and moon is revolving around the earth, it is not due to the gravitational force only. In fact, our weight, okay, is the nothing but the measure of gravitational force only. Okay, whatever the weight we have on earth, okay, it is due to the gravitational force only. It is due to the gravitational force only. Very important. Okay, next. In fact, our weight is the gravitational force of the earth acting on us. So suppose if we are on the earth, and whatever the weight we have, this weight is nothing but the gravitational force. This weight is nothing but the gravitational force acting on us. Different objects exert different magnitude of the gravitational force. So different object, okay, they going to apply different object different gravitational force, because the gravitational force is directly depend on the mass of an object. If more mass, more gravitational force; less mass, less gravitational force. For example, the gravitational force of moon is about 1/6 of that gravitational force of earth. Okay, if suppose your weight on earth is 60, then on moon your weight will be 10 only. Okay, that 60 is nothing but the 60 Newton your weight. So if you are having 60 Newton weight on the moon, then your weight on earth, then your weight on moon will be 10 Newton. That means you have to just divide 60 by 6, you will get 10. So that 10 Newton is nothing but the force acting by moon on us. Okay, this means that weight on any object on moon will be 1/6 of this weight of on earth. Okay, so whatever the object we have on earth, its weight will be going to decrease 6 times. Okay, 6 times will decrease on moon. Okay, then we have very important, which is electrostatic force. So electrostatic force working between positively charged and negatively charged particles. The force between electric charge is called as electrostatic force. So electric charge means positive and negative pole. If we rub the plastic bottle such as a pen, comb or CD with hair and bring it close to the tiny bits of the paper, the bits of the paper will get attracted toward the plastic bottle. Okay, so here that force electrostatic force get produced on the CD or whatever the particle you are going to rub with your hair, okay, will get charged and will attract other object towards them, like small objects like the bits of the paper. This is due to the electrostatic force. Okay, so just do remember the bits of the paper, they are attracted toward the rub. When we rub that CD or the comb or the plastic, that is nothing but the electrostatic force. So tiny particles of the dust and smoke can also be attracted by the electrostatic force. Very important. Okay, the electrostatic force can attract the dust particle, sand particle, okay, towards them. And generally electrostatic force are being used in chimneys also. In chimney, Okay, this method is used in electric purifiers and factories to purify the air which is going out from the chimneys from factories. Okay, so before letting them escape into the atmosphere, electrostatic force get attract most of the solid particle from the smoke, and it clears the air also. Okay, so it is very important that electrostatic force is used to remove the small and sand or dust particle from the smoke which is coming from the chimneys. Third one is very important again, the magnetic force. So magnetic force is what? The force exerted by the magnet on, okay, like two or more magnet, when they like place some distance with each other, they get attracted toward each. Okay, so the force exerted by the magnet on each other and on the metal such as iron, cobalt and nickel is called as magnetic force. Since magnetic force of attraction which act on the iron, they are used to separate the waste from the iron object. Okay, so suppose we have like iron object, many iron object and scrap also. So we can like separate those magnetic objects from the scrap by using the magnet, because when we will like carry that magnet on the scrap, so all the metal object will get attached on it and we can separate easily. This method is also called as magnetic separation method. Okay, so iron garbage dumps on that particular area can be like separated easily with the help of magnet and which can be recycled. Okay, so this is all about the magnetic force.